Okay, how are you, listeners? Today we are blessed here. There is something which is happening in our country as we speak right now. And what happens is that a lot of people, they might not know who are the drivers of the success which we are having right now. We have got director Debbie Bheta. But before I will introduce him, I just want to say something which might be very interesting. That you might be on a journey by air and you are going to use a flight. You can get in a flight, a passenger there, and you enjoy your journey. Up until you arrive where you are going, you might not know who was the one managing the journey to be so exciting. So what is happening is that Zimbabweans, they are in a journey which was started by College Central Films. We are enjoying Mudiwa Wepamoya, I'm sorry. And we don't know who are these drivers, who are the people behind this success. And allow me to introduce the person who is going to say more, because I cannot say for him. Debbie Bheta. Who is Debbie Bheta in connection with College Central Films? Right.
Thank you for having. Thank you for having me. I think College Central. It's a film company. Basically, that's what we try to do. We try to earn a living through making films, which in Zimbabwe it's not really a good idea, but it's also we want to try it and see how best can we come up with. So I think College Central is more of a collaborative. There are many people involved. There were many people in the beginning. That was the idea. Because we understand with the film, no down Rwanda, it won't really work out. So in the beginning, there were many. Then obviously life happens, and the economy is really hard. For someone to try other things. So I think it's just three of us. There are three boys. So that's what we try to do. So it's also we just do films. We don't really do anything else because film is the only thing that we're really good at. We're more confident straight to film. So that's what we are trying to do. So that's more or less the idea. Could we wanna try to earn a living through film, and even the actors want to make sure that my actors are kind of using my celebrities, at least they look the part, because this is going to issue the celebrities are sure sometimes they don't have money, so it's also we want to see how best we can do it. So also I think we've seen how many other guys have been making mistakes, and it's also we want to try something different, like a different approach. I think that's why it's on my web series, because for starters, we can do it. It's cheaper, it's easier, it's different from talking to TV channels. One of my requirements are of which is we're still young. To meet my demands, like post production isusu is very slow. TV you have to submit about 10 days before isusu pa YouTube pamwe to export on a Sunday tida ku premiere on a Wednesday. So YouTube not allow, it's flexible, if I can say. But I wouldn't say necessarily YouTube, but YouTube you have to get the views. So we need those views as much as we can, so that we can pay the actors and everyone we've worked about.
Something where whilst you were, explaining, when you started maybe me market one day, then due to other issues, maybe Sarah, those people who are behind this project, maybe Masara Muriwa Shoma. Are you able to just give us a brief picture of how you started? Because at one time, I thought maybe you started in Gweru. You guys, you were at MSU, Midland State University. Who, amongst yourselves, how many were you? Who, thought of this idea? ZvakanyatsoFamba sei kuti tinge tine this organized project called College Central Films.
I think it started so we started doing films through Chikoro, like we're doing short films, Chichi, but we're just classmates. There wasn't really anything organized. But Tarazo ended up attachment. Then for attachment for us it was a wake up call. Because Tarato's Goktorina industry, like what we were searching to be part of is not even there. So it's also we wanted to create something that we wanted to be part of in the beginning. That's when we created College Central, created after attachment, I think 4-1, 4-2, and we were about 7 in the beginning. So we were basically classmates, which is so we wanted to make. So in the beginning, name to wait out, but the more you do, that's when you're this thing is actually making sense. People are actually following. So after school, Parapatas will graduate. I think reality check. Like oh, I got to 1 day. Like I tell you, for now, tab 3 from 7. I think it shows a lot of people were living. So I think it's been hard. That's what I can say. It's been a struggle trying to manage a lot of things. Because after chikoro, but you need to run a business, you need to pay tax, you need to do a lot of things, you need a tax clearance. We didn't know all of this. Chatengo Jesus was to make films, of which Mabuda made me realize that there's a lot of things to do. So I think is also Zagati, I wouldn't say that to set on my shoulder per se, but Zagati to set on my shoulder, but we had to learn that first before Tatos was figured out now, let's shoot this thing. Because it's harder for us to convince anyone to give us a loan or anything without the papers. Because I think one could see how it is. So I would say College Central started as let's say, a club, if I may say. Then we later on discovered that we can actually be big. So now we're a registered company and we want to go big. We want to do more stuff. And yeah, in short, I think basically that's how we started and that's where we are right now.
Okay, I'm happy for one thing which you have mentioned, that you managed to do the proper paperwork. You managed to register your company. It's now registered and everything is according. I mean, you followed all the formalities. So tell me something, because a number of people might not be even knowing the whole of, because everyone is just focused on the soap, which is doing very, very well right now. I think I need to salute you, and I think I need to acknowledge your work. I mean, may you keep on doing the way you are doing. It's exciting. Everyone is saying, when is Wednesday? Chitatu next week, ngachike, something like that, which means to say there is no one who will say, when is the next episode coming, if you were producing something which is not up to standard. It means to say you have knocked in the hearts of many and everything is going on very well. So what I wanted to ask is, beside this Mutiwa Wepamoy, which is doing well, makamboita ere mamwe maproject kumashure uko, kana kuti you guys you just started on Mutiwa Wepamoyo and everything is working on well? Zvakafamba seya?
We started Kudara. We started at school. Like Takato made a short film. Which one? The short film Kuzif. Then after school, we did special class. I don't know if it was special class, but I think I enjoyed special class. I think yeah, it was a nice production. Then after special class, we did Wadiwa Pamoy, but we did a movie in between. I Satya Buddha Zayo for other reasons, but we're working on it. So I think after school, we've done about three big projects. I would say that special class, the movie, then Wadiwa Pamoy. Yeah, so we've done quite a lot of things. Yeah.
Which means we can say you guys, patience, it might has paid a lot, because your journey, the way you are saying it, from when you started, you might have other projects which you did, and maybe you didn't manage to get on the spotlight the way you are right now, but you were having that undying passion to keep on pushing, which might be lacking in other, projects which, the youth today might be, failing to do. One gonna kutanga something, but we'll share that power to champion something. So, how did you manage now to assemble this team of Wadiwa Wepamoyo? You don't have many actors. You have a very economic number, but that number has managed to steal hearts of Zimbabweans wherever they are, ma-actors enyu hana kuwandisa, haasi mashoma, ari up to the need yesopo yenyu. Makazvifambisa sei kuti vanhu ava mukwanise kuunganidza this talent makaita assemble? How did you manage that?
I wouldn't kuvaunganidza vese, I wouldn't say it was really much of a challenge. I think Chakato's Shamisa is the impact they had. I think for us, we were trying to do something we can actually handle. So most of the people at Passet, I've talked with them before. We were friends, we've worked together. So for them, they knew, so you need to let's come and try something out. Then I think Ben Mark, I worked with them ku Battle of the Shaps, Panandiri intent when I was in attachment. So I've always been looking for answers from him. So I always felt Kuti Arangoya, if his face is shown, it gives us production value. So that was the treatment. At least we need someone. So our money was on Ben Mahaka. Then fortunately, the other kids, Wakatuzo performer, which was actually amazing. So I think we just took Vanataiziva from the circle, from the family, and it worked out. So I think this is our critique, like up to now. I think I wouldn't say Kugona Kwedu or something. I think, yeah, maybe Ngo and Ngatongo Kano would make a sense. But this is a Takaita, it's because we couldn't afford to do it bigger. We're trying to create a Kwani says to squeeze it, then I think the results go and get amazing. But I think what we also pay attention to is teamwork. I think people understood the dream, so it was easier to convince anyone because they understood where we're coming from because we've been with them for a very long time. I think they've seen us to try something out and they had confidence in us. Yeah, so I think it's our teamwork. I think teamwork really helped us because for it to said, you could feel the energy, and people would pray Satatanga. So I feel like all those prayers at a certain point in time they were going to get answered, and I think that's where we are.
Okay, before my next, you said something very interesting. So you guys, can you confirm with me that in your work you are also including the power of God, you have faith in the power of God?
Yeah, definitely. Like we understand what you're trying to do. Yeah, we understand what you're trying to do. It's never been done before. So we understand what is really beyond us. And if you look at us, I think I'm the oldest, and I'm turning 27. Everyone else is young. So I feel like we understood Tritega will never gonna make it. And we appreciate everyone who's now supporting us. And I feel like we have supported us something. That's why we want to keep doing it. We want to keep making entertainment for everyone because they have contributed to the Tiripana. I don't think Takaping or Skype something like that.
You touched the aspect of you being able to be a leader, and you talked about the age. I will come there shortly. I just wanted to ask something with how exciting your project Mudiwa Wepamoyo so far. Who is behind the brains of writing it? The three of you, have you assigned because each and every episode right now inenge ine kamwe ka catch kanenge karipo kekuti karova kasiya kasuspenda vanhu. Everyone anotaura kuti next episode wakomana, next episode ndiani ari kunyora, because episode 8 yakapera on a higher note. I don't want to lie to you. Ndakaita moments andakaseka ndega because chivindi chakaitwa naMantawa chinotiratidza kuti rudo can drive a man to do anything. Who is behind the script writing?
Okay, so I think guys who write the script, it's me, then there's Ian Sakand. So what we do is we sit down, then we say, we want to do this for 10 episodes. We already know how the scene is going to end. So it's easier for us to drive the audience in the wrong way, which has society to the end. So I think it's teamwork. Because we sit down, it's not one person, we sit down to how best can we make it interesting. For us, like I told you, we want any living from it. So we put much attention to it. We have to engage the audience. Either way, we can't upload something just with the audience, they won't come back. It's just we want you to come back. So we do everything we can. For us, it's business, and that's how it is to be done. But it comes back to teamwork. We sit down, we plan, we try to make it as more interesting as we can. So yeah, so writing Ian, me, and then the other guys are Imomo. Then yeah. But there's a lot of work which is put into it. It's not just the scripting. After scripting, you need to find the props, the right actors, the right music. It also comes back to editing, all those tough elements. So I think that kind of teamwork really helps. It also Buddha. So I wouldn't give the credit to one person. I think a lot of people, even the actors, contributed to the story. Because you are studying one fun English to understand. Like I think Dilona he was researching on the character yake Biko, so that also contributed. But there's no good researcher, it might have been a different case. So I think it's everyone's contribution.
You've touched something which I also wanted to ask, and I will refer to one of the interviews I get with Chido, and whilst she was answering the questions, there was a moment kuti, have you ever been in acting industry? I got no, it was my first time. But azvitambirike kuvanhu vakawanda kuti titi first time yake because ari kugona. Saka zvii zvimwe zvamuri kuita imimi zvakwanisa kuti munhu ari kuacta for the first time, the viewers, the audience, the country, we never noticed it, kuti it's the first time. Chii chimwe, I mean, muri kubheka sei kumakeke enyu kuti abva akuda so.
I think it's the environment we create. Like we are, and it's even the conversation we have is not like there's I wouldn't treat her like a 40-year-old. So there's that thing I'm going to test it was too young. So we create an environment we have to make him good. I feel like comfortable as possible. We know she's first time acting. So it's also we try with the environment. Even we try to make the set fun. As much as we understand, we have to matter my deadlines, but we pay attention to my emotions and my actors and my actresses, because if they are sad, the whole world will see this actress or this actor was sad. So it's also I would love to say we pay particular attention to take care for my actors because we know that's where our money is, because we know this is what our plan will come out through the actors. So we try by all means possible to take care of them and make sure they are in a good state of mind and that they are happy, and so that they perform. So I feel like we are creating an environment for the actors who feel comfortable. So even if for the first time acting, we are just because the other guys are kids who are they're enjoying, it's not tense. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to make more mistakes as long as we get along with work. I believe that might have contributed to Wakawanda feel comfortable. And the feeling also maybe the story might have helped because it's a funny story here and there, so people want to feel on it. And also maybe the story is relatable. They don't have to try much. Maybe they've done it before or they've seen it before, so it helps them also to make a sense. Yeah.
There's something which happens. I don't know how best I can express this question, but there's something which happens when someone is starting. It might be business. Maybe you're starting a certain project. The people around you, some of the people, kana muchitanga something, vanogona kunge vaine macomments are negative. Kuti zvinosvike piko izvi, something like that. Kozoiti kune vamwe wekuti vanenge vachikuencourage hai, vachitokupai strength. So pamakatanga imini, hamuna here kumbosangana that challenge whereby I don't know, I didn't want to put that point ekuti zvinonyanyoita common kwatiri isusu maZimbabweans kuti wakaona mumwe munhu achiita something instead yekuti umuencourage kunogona kuuya those negative zvinokudzorerai kumashure. Hamuna here kumbosanganidzana such type of demotivation from maybe within vamwe vanhu vomudhuze kana kuti vamwe vamaifungidzira kuti vanogona kukupai strength but mamwe macomments anogona kukudzosera mashure kana kuti makangotanga zvinhu zvese zvingori munzira kusvika nhasi?
I wouldn't say takatanga zvinhu zviri munzira. I think those who always come along the way kuti there's always something or there's always someone, there's always a comment yekuti inogona kutokilla momentum and stuff. But I think for us, maybe daizvita ndiri one, maybe dainda kusazvita just because it's actually hard. But because you have a lot of people behind you, you know, if things get hard, if the ship sink, a lot of people are sinking. So it gives you comfort. So either way, Choro, if it's negative or people are trying to pull you down, I think just because you have a team behind you, you know, we can do with this thing. And yeah, so I think also we understand we have to do something. We don't have a choice. And also, like I told you, we have to earn a living. That's how we pay rent. So this is our choice. So if you don't like it, it's just we can't stop doing it because you have to pay rent. So I think kutokurao being responsible either way, so we have to do it. So yeah, negative comments will always be there. People who pull you down always be there. People who don't believe in you always be there. We've talked to a lot of people. So if people had believed that but just because people won't see it, because Patoto Shika, maybe for a meeting, they will just see 3 kids, let me call them 3 kids, and for them could invest in Marimomo, it's very, very hard. And for us, could convince, it might also be very hard. So I think our biggest challenge was trying to convince people with resources, if they can help us, they can get something out of it. I think that has been, but it worked out to be a blessing in disguise because it made us do it together. And now we have managed, okay, this is what we can do alone. So I feel like after this, a lot of things have happened. So I feel like all the negative, all the rejection took us to a better place, if I may say.
We are almost finishing now. And I've got only 2 short questions to ask you. One thing before I ask you, before I say those questions, I want to thank your resilience in trying by your best to soldier on, though the corporate world, etc., might not have believed you. But now it then brings me to this question which I want to ask you. Now that my success, you are now sailing in success, if we can say. Makutotanga to enjoy your efforts right now. So, kuchaita these other people vanogona kuda kuuya vachikubatsirai chaizvo zvinoita kuti basa renyu rifambe zvakanaka, okay? Kozoti kune vamwe vanhu vokuti vanogona kuda kuzobhenefita zvinogona kuzonetsa zvemacontracts. Makambozvigarira pasi here leadership yenyu mukakwanisa kugara mambozviona kuti zvichauya mberi because maisazikanwa izvo zvimaakuzikanwa, and kune vamwe vanhu vanoda ngohijeka success then watoitora yozoita kunge yavo. Saka makambozvicheka here izvi? Hello? Okay, viewers, we thank you so much for being with us whilst we were interviewing one of the directors, one of the founders of College Center of Films. His name is called Bheta. Unfortunately, I'm sure we lost signal. We are trying to add him back. Let's see if we. Okay, thank you so much. You are back. I was almost finishing, and I'm sure I was touching on one of important question whereby you guys you did everything with your sweat.
Yeah.
The corporate world outside there is there. There are some who want to help you amicably, faithfully, and making you guys to be on the spotlight, maybe the whole world. But there are also people who might come who might want to hijack or use you because we can have a situation. I'm sure you understand me. We are having people like Lazarus or the Gringo. Gringo, I'm sure you understand, and
Yeah.
other actors. They did very, very well, but maybe sponsorship dzavaiwana dzakange dzisina kunyatsoita zvakanaka kuti waite savings or something like that. I'm sorry to use the word Gringo as an example, but ndoda kuti
Yes.
maybe vanhu vanyatsounderstand pamuchatipindura kuti unlike acting yaitwa kudhara yange isina sponsorship yakanyatsotsarukana but muchiwaraidza the whole country right now pachaita vamwe vachagona kuda kuuya mune zvechokwadi vamwe vachiita kunge makambopagarira pasi makapaongorora here apa.
I think it all comes back to the plan. Because also, as a business, we have a plan. Like we're trying to create something which is sustainable. We just don't want to go create or do a more, then that's the end of it. So we want to be in a situation where we keep doing these things. So I feel like whenever people come, we sit down as a business to do we actually benefit? Does it go along with the plan at now as a business? Because what we've learned so far, if the business is not making profit, then we're not doing anything. So just to pay attention to does it make sense for us? So I think we have learned from that. You can actually be known worldwide or anything, but getting money is a different page altogether. So it's just that we are paying more attention to that. But yeah, we know these guys can write scripts and they can shoot, they can cheat, but the final piece is how do you earn a living out of it? It's just an open attention here, but also at the same time, we understand good film election, if I may say, especially in Zim, people might, that's why even per patron, we understand could say Pamela Shoma because people in Zim don't really feel or deserve you can actually invest that much in film. But we also understand, yeah, it's because of the economy and stuff. But for us, it's also that's why we put it on YouTube, because we want people to get it maybe for free or less. Then it's also we pay attention to the corporates. That's where through advertising and stuff. So it's a 50-50. It's a win-win situation for the audience. The audience get it for free. The corporates get the attention from the audience. Then it's just we get money from the corporates to do other production. So that's more or less the plan, and we're hoping it works like that, so that at least the audience need to appreciate first before we force them to write right. So at least it's just for Patron. But Patron, I think people have a misconception of Patron. I think Patron is for people who want to help us to create more content, not for people who want to watch what do more. But obviously, if someone wants to help, we have to give them as a token of appreciation. But okay, what do more but for your help and support is just to Monday. So it doesn't even, we're not really pushing people even as much as it is come patron. If you can't afford to patron, we actually understand, and we actually with you, but because so we don't even afford to get cheaper patron. But we also understand there are people out there who can help us create more production. So that's more or less the plan at now in a patron. It's for us to be in a position to create more content for everyone. Then I think the corporate panels will with the ads, it helps us do more. Then per YouTube, everyone can have access. Then everyone wins at the end of the day. No one is complaining. The audience get it. We get the money. The corporates get the adverts and attention.
Which gives answers to what I wanted to ask about. I mean, how are you seeing yourselves maybe in the near future to come? Are you going to widen the scope of your effort to go global, like the whole world? Do you have any plans for that? because I mean the platform which you are using, YouTube, is already positioning you to that direction. So, do you have any plans for that?
Yes, no. I would say yes on the fact that by default, if you're on YouTube, people are going to see you. But it's also as a business, we try to pay attention to Zimbabwean audience, basically. So we feel like it's also do content for that the Zimbabwean audience can consume. And if the world gonna like that, then it's a bonus for us. But it's also we feel good just audience in Zimbabwe is enough to it big things. So it's just for us, the international will see us by default, I think. But our attention is just to provide audience for every Zimbabwean in the diaspora or in Zimbabwe.
Yes. Lastly, before you go, wandiudza zvandibata-bata unoziva ndafara zvisingatomboiti, because you guys are trying to answer to a number of questions. I mean, you created a homemade solution to the problem. So before we end the program, I just wanted you to tell us in brief, who is Debbie Bheta? I'm sure ndanyatsoritaura senema yako zvakanaka. Munhu ari kuleader, ari amongst the leadership of this college center of film. Ndakacheka ndakaona kuti wakaita zvakati wandei up until today, but inini ndazviexplaina ndogona kutaura ndichisirira. Saka in short, tinongoti vanhu vazive kuti no, hamuna kungoita gate crashing muchifamba mumastreet umu kana kuti kudii. Zvinhu izvi mune kakushandira kamakaita. Tichazvibenefita kuchiexplaina who is this director Debbie Bheta in brief.
Okay, I think I'm a filmmaker, so I went to school to study film for about 4 years, school MSU. So I've worked with Battle of the Chefs. I think I've learned a lot. I'm really passionate. I'm really passionate about film. I think that's the only thing challenge to funga most of the times, and I put much attention to it. And I also respect the effort that needs to be put into it. The dreams are really big. The dreams are really big. We have to go far as a nation and as a country as a whole. And I think I'll talk a lot about things about myself, but I think in general, I think people are passionate about what we do, and we just feel like everyone should be like that. And what I would love to say, maybe before we leave, is we appreciate the support. And we might not have time to really say it, or my platforms are many to really say it. We actually appreciate what we do. And I know, there are many people, some people don't even like the show, but I feel like we should just have a different approach to the show, because it's not really about audio promo, it's about the industry. So maybe the next year at Chato we understand, because it's entertainment. So I think we need to work hand in hand. So I'm just another guy from Harare. So, but we want the support of everyone. Everyone has to watch it. Everyone has to support. You don't have to watch. Just share even if you don't like. But just because it's being done by fellow Zimbabwe, it will go a long way. Because industry, I should say, because the idea is not pretend to what do every Wednesday. I just do what do every Wednesday. Let's say special class every Tuesday, so that every week everyone has something to say, to see it different. So yeah, so I would say in short, I'm just a filmmaker who's really trying to add something to the industry, something we can understand. And I also feel like I come from a generation where it's trying to embrace technology, which I think might be the advantage of Tinari. We understand the internet, we understand YouTube, we understand how it works, we understand social media. So we also trying to turn that to our advantage. Yeah. So yeah, I think in short, that's what I can say.
Okay, this then marks the end of our interview with you, director of College Central Films, the brains behind this popular, now hot sort movie, film, or soap. You might name it the way you want. Mudiwa Wepamoyo. Thank you very much, Director Debbie Bheta. May the good Lord bless your work. We will
Thank
try
you.
by our best as part of your country people to also share, encourage everyone to support you guys. I'm sure the next years to come, tinenge takungoda kungoziva kuti vanhu ava matangiro vakaita vakangotanga sekuseka, but munenge ma a big house. So
True,
that's our
true.
wish. Tinokunamatirai, tinokushuvirai rombo rakanaka, matanga zvakanaka. Wedzerwai zvese zvamuri kuda, Mwari ngaakuitirei zvakanaka. Thank you so much. May you have a good day, and may you be blessed.
Thank you so much, Mkomo.
Thank you.